Life, prosperity, and health to Pharaoh Amasis, beloved ruler of the two lands. I have come to seek the counsel of the gods. The fate of Egypt stands before us, and I would hear the wisdom of the high priests. The gods have already spoken, my Pharaoh, and their message is not one of peace. My Pharaoh, the envoys you were expecting have arrived. You may wish to hear their message before consulting the high priests. Go, high priests. Ask the gods about the will of the new king of Persia and what he seeks from Memphis. When the envoy's message has been received, I will come to the temple. As you command, my Pharaoh. We will seek the voice of the gods and ask what the new king of Persia desires from Memphis. Tell the envoy's voice to enter one by one, and let each deliver his message. Great Pharaoh, that our kingdom lies far from the northern wars. Our army must guard the southern borders, and it cannot march so far in time. My Pharaoh, the chiefs of Libya honor Egypt, but the tribes of desert are not united under one banner. Each tribe must guard its own lands and wells. For this reason, it cannot send an army to the northern war. My Pharaoh, the city of Carthage honors Egypt and throne. But the Phoenician cities stand in peace with the great king of Persia. We are a people of the sea and of trade, not of this war. For this reason, Carthage cannot take arms against Persia. My Pharaoh, the land of Punt brings tribute, gold, and incense to the temples of Egypt. But we are merchants of the Red Sea, not rulers of great armies. Our ships must guard the trade routes of the southern waters. For this reason, Punt cannot send warriors to this war. According to our spies, Cambyses swore during his coronation to march east and avenge the blood of Cyrus against the Saka tribes. Yet his demand from Egypt tells another story. It suggests that his ambition now turns toward our land. If this is true, my Pharaoh, the armies of Persia may march toward Memphis at any moment. Our spies witnessed Cambyses during his coronation. They saw the vast armies of the Achaemenid Empire gathered under his banner. They described that army as an ocean without end. And we, my Pharaoh, stand alone. Our only allies in war are the Greek mercenaries. If our spies had not stirred the Persians during the coronation with cries for vengeance for Cyrus, Cambyses might never have sworn to march east against the Saka. He would have come directly against Egypt. Now he has made a demand of our Pharaoh. If that demand is refused, it will give him the reason he needs to break his oath to the east and turn the armies of Persia toward Memphis. I have heard the words of the envoys and the council of my ministers. Now I must wait for the voice of God decide. O then there shall I decide. The Pharaoh does not know that the spies of Egypt are first trained in the temples. Before they become spies, they are priests, loyal to the gods and to this house. The news of the world comes to us before it reaches the throne. What we know, the gods know. And the gods know this as well. A daughter of Amasis must be sent to the king of Persia in marriage. Almighty God, we invoke your eternal power. Accept our offerings and grant us your divine wisdom. May your light guide us through the shadows of the world. High priests, I have come to hear the will of the gods. Speak now. What message do they send to the throne of Egypt? Great Pharaoh Amasis, the gods have spoken. They ask for a sacrifice, not a sacrifice of death, not a sacrifice of fire, but a sacrifice for life, a sacrifice of love and mercy, so that hatred may turn to friendship and darkness may give way to light. Therefore, the will of the gods is this. Send your royal daughter in marriage to Cambyses, the great king of Persia. Minister, what do our spies say of the envoy's arrival? And do we know the man who brings this proposal of marriage? My great Pharaoh, we know the envoy well. For many years he has traveled between Egypt and the Persian Empire, even during the reign of Cyrus. He is also one of the greatest merchants who trades between our lands. His name is Ksheasha, and as you know, he has long been a trusted friend of yours, great Pharaoh. Great Pharaoh of Egypt, it is an honor granted by the gods to stand before you once more. Many years have passed since I last walked in the great city of Memphis, Nitetis. Yet the memory of your court and your wisdom has never faded. I come before you today not only as a servant of the great king of Persia. Great Pharaoh, I stand before you not only as a servant of the great king of Persia, but also as an old friend who has long cherished the friendship between our two great lands. Ksheasha of Persia, Memphis remembers those who come as friends. You have traveled far to stand again in the house of the Pharaoh. Speak freely. The throne of Egypt listens. Great Pharaoh, Amasis the Magnificent, Cambyses, the great king of Persia, king of the four corners of the world, an heir to the throne of Cyrus the Great, seeks for his vast empire a queen worthy of its glory. Great Pharaoh, I bring gifts to strengthen the bonds between our two great thrones, that a daughter of your royal blood may become queen of Persia. Envoy of the great king of Persia, your words carry the weight of a mighty empire, and they are heard with honor in the house of the Pharaoh. The throne of Egypt does not answer such matters in haste, for the blood of kings and the destiny of kingdoms are not joined by simple words. Yet know this, the friendship between Egypt and the great king is a bond I hold in high regard. But tell me, Ksheasha, great Pharaoh, I stand before you today not only as the envoy of the great king, but as a longtime friend of your court. Ask freely. I shall answer your questions as faithfully as a friend of Egypt. But tell me, Ksheasha, I have heard troubling whispers from the east. They say the young great king is a man of fierce temper, and that more than one noble of Persia has fallen beneath his anger. Tell me truthfully, are these only the idle rumors of distant lands, or do they carry some truth? Great Pharaoh, the great king Cambyses has only recently taken the throne. In the early days of every new reign, there are those among the nobles who test the strength of a young king. Some among the great houses of Persia sought to bend the throne to their own will. But the great king showed them that the throne of Cyrus is not guided by the hands of others. With wisdom and, when necessary, with firmness, he restored order among the nobles of Persia. My great Pharaoh, Cambyses, the great king of Persia, king of the four corners of the world, has often spoken of the greatness of the royal house of Egypt. I told him of your glory, of your power, and of the ancient majesty of your dynasty. But among all the names of your noble house, one stood above the rest: Princess Nitetis. The great king then asked me, "Tell me, which daughter of Pharaoh is worthy to stand beside the throne of Persia as queen of the four corners of the world?" And I, great Cambyses, if you will forgive the boldness of an old friend, with respect for both our kingdoms, I spoke the name of Princess Nitetis. My daughter, the greatest emperor of our time, the great king of Persia, the ruler whose power stretches from the rising of the sun in the east to the lands of the distant west. He has chosen peace with Egypt instead of war. He seeks a bond between our empires, and it is your name that he has spoken. But hear me well. By the gods of Egypt, if you are not willing, if your heart refuses this fate, then nothing in this world will compel you. I would sooner risk my throne. I would sooner see Memphis fall. I would even sacrifice the people of Egypt before I force my own daughter into a life she does not choose. But understand this, my child. If I send another daughter in your place, and the great king refuses her protection for your sister and for the royal race, for Cambyses asked not for any daughter of Pharaoh, but for you. So speak freely. Whatever fate awaits Egypt will no longer matter to me.
Father, if you are speaking to me of this now, then I know you have already weighed every path and every consequence. You would never place such a fate before me unless Egypt itself stood upon the edge of it. So let it be me. Let me be the sacrifice for Egypt and for the people of Memphis. I will not bring humiliation upon our house. I accept this marriage.
This evening, Princess Nitetis comes to seek Bastet's blessing for her union. But how can we let her go? She is the lifeblood of this temple. By sending her to Persia, we lose more than a princess, we lose our soul. Why must it be her?
She goes not merely to be a king's bride, but to settle a debt that was signed before her first breath. What you perceive as a departure, my son, is the return of a blood debt. A debt.
She is the cherished child of Pharaoh Cambyses, known to all as Princess Apries, a title bestowed upon her by the Pharaoh's own love. What debt is paid with such precious blood?
Titles are often woven to shroud the stains of regicide. Cambyses named her Apries so the world would forget her mother. Nitetis the elder was poisoned within these very walls. She is a prisoner of a name designed to quiet the ghost of a murdered queen.
But Cambyses is a conqueror. Why would a warlord seek a lonely girl to seize Egypt? Do the Persians not take the world by the edge of the sword?
Do not mistake him. Cambyses is the son of Cyrus. He thinks in empires, not raids. Great kings do not just conquer soil, they occupy the heart of a civilization. He does not seek to pillage Egypt. He intends to be named chosen of the Egyptian gods, just as his father was in Babylon. He seeks legitimacy, not just spoils.
But Nitetis, how can she walk into the enemy's embrace? Will she not feel she is betraying her own land?
What land? The court of Cambyses that slaughtered her brothers in their cradles and sent her mother to the grave? Nitetis is a stranger among us. If she sees the crown of Egypt pass to Cambyses, she may not smile, but rest assured she will shed no tears for this venomous court.
Does Cambyses truly know of these inner rifts? Who would dare whisper the Pharaoh's private rot into the ears of the Persians?
The one who felt the Pharaoh's pulse beneath his fingers. My own son. He went to Persia by Cambyses' command, but he did not leave his tongue in Egypt. He has told Cambyses that Cambyses is fading, that this old lion has no teeth left to bite, and his life lasts but a few more winters.
Then what is Nitetis to him? Is she merely a hostage in his golden cage?
Far more, Cambyses takes her to Susa so that during the long nights in the palace, he may extract the secrets of ruling Egypt from her lips without her ever knowing. Without her ever knowing. He is crafting a road map out of her memories. When Cambyses finally sets foot on our soil, he will no longer know Egypt better than we know ourselves. Then this union is more than a marriage. It is a walk through a den of vipers. As guardians of this temple, how can we shield her in that distant foreign land? Nitetis is already a jewel of grace and wisdom. But I shall magnify her beauty 100-fold, steal her patience, and make her intellect boundless. I will ensure that when she returns from this journey, she is no longer a princess. She will be the empress of the known world. But how? What potion or prayer could possibly transform a human soul so profoundly? With a few simple stone beads, I shall tell her they are the sacred relics of the great cat, imbued with ancient sorcery. I will convince her that these beads bestow unmatched allure, but with a terrifying price. Should she ever surrender to rage, but with a terrifying price. Should she ever surrender to rage, the magic will sour, turning her into the most hideous and vengeful creature in the court. To preserve her beauty, she will vow never to lose her composure. And to ensure the spell never breaks, I will send my most cunning priests with her. Officially, you are to pray over the beads, but in truth, to be my eyes and ears. They will be her shadow advisors, guiding her hand toward the throne of Persia. Nitetis, it pains me to see you leave us. But this is the will of the gods. Your destiny is greater than this temple. You are meant to become queen of the world, and as queen of the four corners of the earth, you will watch over the temples and the will of the gods.
If this is the will of the gods, I accept their command. Wherever destiny leads me, I will protect the temples and honor the gods.
I can offer you a gift of great value, an amulet that will magnify your beauty many times over, until you become so enchanting that even the gods themselves may admire you. But it carries 3 conditions. These must be obeyed, or the amulet may turn against you. First, if you are consumed by anger or rage, the amulet will react, and it will make you appear as something dreadful. If you doubt the amulet, if you question its power, then instead of beauty, it will bring you ugliness. Each day, priests must pray for this amulet, so that its power may endure. So tell me, Nitetis, do you wish to possess this amulet?
My faith in you is carved deep within my heart. No doubt shall ever find its way into my soul. I will keep my spirit calm and patient, and I will guard myself against anger. Great priest, send some of your priests with me to Persia. Let them remain by my side, and each day offer the sacred prayers that keep this spell alive.
They say the princess will come to the temple this evening to seek the blessing for her marriage. Which princess has been chosen to marry Cambyses, king of Persia? She was not chosen, my lord. Cambyses himself asked for her. Nitetis, the princess of Apries. I suspected as much. Cambyses seeks a bride like himself, one who carries the blood of kings in her veins. He is the 5th generation of Persian kings. But why did Cambyses want the daughter of former Pharaoh? Nitetis is the daughter of Amasis.
but her royal title is Princess of Apries. Her mother was Nitetis I, the true Princess of Apries. She died after giving birth to her child. Had she lived, she would be 45 years old today. In memory of the woman he loved, Amasis gave the same name to the newborn and called the child Princess of Apries. Over time, the title remained with her. Nitetis carries the blood of the pharaohs of Egypt in her heart, just as Cambyses carries the blood of the kings of Persia. My daughter, never forget that you are the daughter of Egypt, the goddess of Memphis, and that the blood of Egypt flows in your veins. Always stand with pride and strength. And remember this, all of Egypt beats with a heart that watches over you. Nitetis, you are your father's life, and my heart will always beat for you. I will wait for your message. If you find happiness, send me word that the radiant sun shines in the endless sky. But if you say instead that the moon has vanished in a clouded sky, then I will march with my army toward Persia.
Father, your words will remain with me wherever I go. I will carry the honor of Egypt with me, that the blood of the pharaohs runs in my veins. Father, do not fear for me. If the radiant sun shines across my sky, you will know that your daughter has found peace. But if the moon disappears behind dark clouds, then you will know that Egypt's daughter calls for her father. And you will come. So, at last, we will see her. The woman our brother saw before he ever truly met her. The night he drank from the sacred hauma, he spoke of her as if he already knew her face. Our brother does not speak lightly of dreams. If he saw her, then this meeting was never chance. I wonder what a woman born from a vision looks like in the waking world. This court is not a place one simply enters. We were born into it, raised beneath this crown. And now, someone comes from beyond it. We shall see how she stands beside it.
This is Bardia, my brother, and my sisters, queens of this court. You stand among the royal blood of Persia.
My name is Atossa, and if we are to be precise, I am the first queen of this court. And I am Artistone. And of course, I am the first queen of this court.
So the true queen of this court has arrived. And at last the quiet war between you over who is the first queen has finally come to an end.
Is there anything that has troubled the princess?
My only fear was the thought of rivalry with the queens of this court. But now that fear has faded.
How so?
I now understand that your sisters bear the title of queens of the court, but they are not the king's consorts.
When a great king passes and his son takes the throne, it is his duty, until they are given in marriage
And
consort,
worthy of their name and their blood.
I saw you before this day, in a vision not of sleep alone, but of something greater. I drenched sacred Halma, and there appeared before me, as you stand now. And yet, even there, you are not as radiant as you are in this moment. Tonight, in the sacred fire temple of Pasaga days, we shall be wed. And you, Hubba, shall crowned queen of the four corners of the world. And for this night I have prepared certain surprises worthy of you.
In the name of Ahura Mazda, the great god, creator of heaven and earth, I unite you, Cambyses, and you, Nitetis, in a sacred bond of marriage. From this moment forth, you, Nitetis, are no longer only a princess of Egypt, but the queen of the four corners of the world, queen of the Persian Empire.
Great Queen Nitetis, by the command of King Cambyses, this sacred temple of Bastet has been built in your honor, a gift worthy of the Queen of Persia. This gift is beyond anything I ever dreamed of. You have given me more than honor. You have given my faith a home. Now, both I and the priests of Bastet who came with me have a sacred place to worship. You have honored not only me, but the gods I carry within my soul.
O Bastet, Lady of the Flame, protector of the home, hear our prayers. We offer this lotus in your sacred name. Grant us your divine grace upon us forever.
My second gift to the queen of the Persian Empire. A creature from my lands yet sacred to yours. A symbol that Persia and Egypt now breathe as one.
It is beautiful, as if Bastet herself as a queen of one land, but as a bridge between two worlds.
The feast is magnificent tonight.
Indeed, it promises a grand ceremony, and the alliances it will forge.
Hail to the King of Kings, and the Wizard of Fire.
I am Nitetis, Princess of Apries. My father is Pharaoh Amasis, and my mother Nitetis I, of the royal blood of Egypt. By the grace of the gods, their favor has guided my path, and by that same divine will, I now stand before you as queen of the great empire, of the four corners of the world. I offer my blessings for prosperity and fortune. Upon the house of Achamenes, and upon myself, and my husband, Cambyses II, King of Persia.
I have one more gift for you. 10,000 warriors, an army worthy of the Queen of Persia. From this day forward, they stand under your command.
My own army. Then let them march under the banners of the gods of Egypt. Let the shields of my warriors bear the sacred image of Bastet, the divine guardian, so that the gods may watch over us with favor and protection. Not for conquest alone, but for peace, under their eternal gaze. Tell me, Cambyses, what is the role of a queen in the Achaemenid court? Do queens merely stand beside throne, or do they hold a purpose within the empire itself?
A queen in the Achaemenid court does not rule from the throne, but she shapes what stands behind it and commands vast wealth in the king's name. She influences decisions not in the open court, but where power is truly forged. She protects the temples and honors the sacred traditions of the empire. And through marriage and alliance, she binds kingdoms together without a single drop of blood. That is the power of a queen. My mother, Mandana, she built a powerful network among the women of the court. Nothing moved without her knowing. She oversaw the estates, the wealth, and the affairs behind the throne with unmatched precision. But after her passing, there has been disorder. Complaints have grown, especially from the temples. Their voices are no longer as guided as they once were. I know you well, Nitetis. In Egypt, you were devoted to the Temple of Bastet. You will serve as her living voice among the people, as your mother Nitetis I and her mother before her. This is not new to you. It is in your blood. That is why I ask you to rise and take your place upon the throne once held by my mother, Mandana. Bring back order with all the strength that lives within you.
How is it that the king of Persia knows so much of me and of my bloodline? These are not tales spoken beyond the temples of Egypt, nor names carried by foreign winds. And yet, you speak of them as if you have walked among them yourself.
I saw you once in a dream, an Egyptian princess, radiant beyond anything I had known. And on that very same day, an Egyptian physician arrived at our court to tend to my grandmother's eyes. I spoke with him. He told me of the royal daughters of Egypt. And when I spoke of you, of your name and your lineage, something within me recognized you, as if my heart had already known, long before my eyes ever could.
Hail to Queen Nitetis, Queen of the great Persian Empire. I have chosen you myself. From this day forward, you will stand beside me. You will oversee the royal estates and hear the voices of the temples. You will watch, and nothing in this court will remain unseen. Together we will restore order. Hail to Queen Nitetis, Queen of the great Persian Empire. My arrow struck the heart of the lion.
So they came to you. That means they still don't understand who they are dealing with. Accept them. Let them believe you stand with them. Hold the meeting in your own house. Bring them all together. I will be there, but not among them.
Hold the meeting in your own house. Bring them all together. I will be there, but not among them. From behind the curtain, I want to see who dares to place my brother on the throne. Treason, once it is seen, it is already too late. I want to witness it at the moment it is born.
Your will shall be carried out, my king.